you want?
Baggedmilk. Baggedmilk. Baggedmilk.
Oh, I smell
Baggedmilk.
and I'm hungry like
Baggedmilk.
Good morning.
How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing all right. Preseason's rolling. Oilers are undefeated 2021-22. It's all good.
Remember the rule. Remember the locker
Can't wait
room.
to get cracking.
No cracking puns.
Are you sick of those yet?
You know what? I love me a good pun. I'm a huge Dean Principe guy, so I love puns. But there's going to be a time when they just get worn out. The headline.
That's why I got in front of it, because I know myself too, and I'm not smart enough to come up with puns. So what I do is just do like a stupid voice or sound effects or something, right? And I was like, no. People are going to get sick of that. I'm going to get in front of this and just create a locker room rule, and I'm just going to say the name without being a dick around it.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Bless Seattle for giving us a team name that just allows this many puns if we so choose, but I also respect the rule of the locker room. We will not be making any cracking puns any further.
Okay. We don't want to get too excited about a preseason, a couple of wins. And we also definitely don't want to get excited about goaltending here in Edmonton, because we know that can turn on a dime. But it's worth saying out loud, we've played a couple of preseason games. We haven't let in a goal, and the team has looked pretty decent so far at the front end of this whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's the preseason. You don't want to get too excited. But, as I was watching the game last night, there were some things to be happy about. I mean, the line of McDavid, Zach Hyman, and Jesse Puljujarvi look really, really good. And those three are going to be together, hopefully, all season. So that's something that you can, their chemistry is already starting to develop. And for me, that's something that's just like, oh, that's exciting to see. So let's hope it carries through the rest of the preseason into the season. As for goaltending, both Mike Smith and Mikko Koskinen played last night, made a handful of tricky saves, and they got the job done. Now, Seattle didn't ice a team of very many NHL players. Riley Sheahan, former Oiler, was on the first line last night, which is basically all you needed to know. But they got the result that they should have got based on who was on the ice. Like, the Oilers iced their normal top six last night. Yeah. So you would expect them to win, and they did. So yes, I agree. We don't need to get excited about the preseason, but the execution has been there. There's some stories like Brandon Perlini. He's making a really good showing for himself. Colton Sceviour is making a good showing for himself. So there's definitely stories to follow and look at and be interested in, and that's kind of where my mind is at during the preseason.
Speaking of stories, the one that everyone was talking about, the no bag thing at Rogers Place. Did you go to the game last night, or?
I didn't, no. But I did see the no bag thing, and that would be, I could see how that'd be a problematic thing for a lot of people. Like, I mean, there's just a lot of things that get carried around in bags if you're a woman or if you got your family and kids there. So I could see why people are upset, but it seems like that's kind of the rule across the league almost.
I think it was an NHL rule put in place. But
it's not just the Oilers. No, it's right across the board, right?
And the Elks did that, but they give you a plastic bag to put your stuff in. And then as soon as you get in the stadium, you just put it all back in your backpack.
Yeah. So. The one at Commonwealth is a joke. And so maybe that's why they reevaluated their position at Rogers Place, right? Just saying, hey, no bags. The difference between the two, obviously, is Commonwealth, you're going to want to pack some warmer clothes.
The last game, we brought a blanket and a jacket, and
that's the difference. I mean, I get the kid thing, like I understand that, and
they were saying EpiPens. Those are pretty large to carry around. Like if you can't take any sort of bag to carry an EpiPen,
you're not even allowed like a fanny pack.
No. Yeah, I was going to say, like, I saw teams like the Sharks, they're allowing fanny packs, which I'm all for. I think those should just be coming back in general. But yeah, it's tricky. Like, they're trying to do the right thing, but also really inconveniencing a lot of people going to the games. And if you're going to Commonwealth, how are you supposed to sneak some Pilsners in a clear bag, you know?
Exactly.
Exactly. Hooping. Everyone needs a friend like Jimmy.
Yeah, we buy him tickets to the games.
Yeah, just so he can pack in. He's our mule.
It's a six-pack.
Yeah, it's a six-pack.
It's just through the first half.
Sometimes it doesn't fit. like we gotta like get a little muscle behind it, but you know.
But they're
you
kind
just-
of warm when you guys
Just
drink
regular-
them.
Well, once you go to the stadium, you just squeeze them and
Yeah.
they go firing out.
Give him a hug. We should also talk a little bit about Josh Archibald.
Yeah, I mean, like, the interesting thing about Josh Archibald is, as far as I know, no news has changed on his status. So if you're Josh Archibald and you're watching a game like last night, you're seeing a guy, I mentioned Brandon Perlini, who's fighting to get onto the roster, and Colton Sceviour's there as well, fighting to get onto the roster. I don't see... you got to be nervous, right, thinking about watching those guys perform and play as well as they have over 2 games, and they're fighting for your spot. So that's an interesting situation. I can't wait to see how that plays out, because no matter what, it's going to be, it's going to be just an outlier in terms of how that works. So that whole situation, the Josh Archibald thing to me is one of the weirder stories of the preseason, and I can't wait to see how it plays out.
Oh, one more thing I wanted to mention to Baggedmilk was, have you watched on Netflix The Untold Crimes and Penalties yet?
You bet. Yeah. Of course.
About the Danbury Thrashers?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, everyone that's hockey, even if you're not a hockey fan, you need to watch that.
I gotta watch that. You keep bringing it up.
It's a gangster bought his son a hockey team, and then he just basically filled it with thugs. And
Awesome. All right.
Yeah,
well,
it was. You know what? It was a wild story. It was like one of those things. Like, as I was watching it, that happened during an NHL lockout, and I just don't remember ever hearing about it until now, which was interesting to me.
I don't remember it either.
I do remember a little bit about it because Mike Rupp joined the team, and he was like their big name player from the NHL, and so
Yeah, great story. That whole series actually on Netflix is fantastic. The Untold Stories. It doesn't matter whether it was that one, or there was one about Malice at the Palace, or there was one about tennis I really enjoyed. So that series is great.
There is Baggedmilk from Oilers Nation, and we got obviously we got another preseason matchup tonight. Do you want to give a quick little preview of? Do we preview pre-games, the preseason stuff? They're playing the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, so they're playing Winnipeg tonight. The first time these two teams have matched up since the thing we won't talk about in the playoffs. But it's gonna. I don't know what the Oilers are gonna ice tonight. I'm curious to see what the lineup looks like. Like I said, last night they had the normal top 6 in against the Kraken. Tonight, I imagine it's going to be more picks and prospects kind of things playing tonight. So I don't really know what to expect. Game's on at 6.
Is this game on TV?
No. It's so annoying.
What's going on?
Watch it during the stream. And it's like last night the stream was chunking up a whole bunch, and it was just like, is this my internet again? Then you go to Twitter and you see everybody's having the same issue. So I don't really get it.
Yeah, I don't understand why they wouldn't play the preseason games. I would have watched both.
Yeah, I would have watched them all. It just makes it so much easier. So
yeah, I was going to phone and yell at Shaw again, but I guess.
Well, you might want to do that anyway. Get a little discount on the monthly. Baggedmilk,
Oilers Nation. Thank you for your time, my friend.
Thanks, boys.